Every day, across the globe, a paradox unfolds, a world of abundance and deprivation existing side by side. On one hand, grocery stores overflow with fresh produce, restaurants serve generous portions, and households dispose of leftovers without a second thought. On the other, millions of families struggle to find their next meal, children go to bed hungry, and communities grapple with food insecurity. This stark contrast between food waste and hunger is not just a numbers game. It's a profound moral dilemma that challenges our values, our systems, and our sense of responsibility to one another. Let's begin with the statistics, which paint a sobering picture. According to the United Nations, roughly 1/3 of all food produced for human consumption, about 1.3 billion tons each year, is lost or wasted. In wealthy nations, much of this waste happens at the consumer and retail levels. Supermarkets discard unsold items, restaurants throw away perfectly edible leftovers, and households dispose of food that's past its best before date, regardless of its actual freshness. Meanwhile, more than 800 million people worldwide suffer from chronic undernourishment. That's 1 in 9 people who do not have enough to eat, day after day. How does such waste occur in a world where so many are hungry? The answer lies in a complex web of logistics, economics, and social norms. In developed nations, food waste is often tied to affluence and convenience. Consumers buy more than they need, enticed by bulk discounts and marketing strategies. Strict cosmetic standards mean that misshapen fruits and vegetables never even reach store shelves. Restaurants prepare extra food to avoid running out, and surplus is discarded at the end of the day. Even in homes, food is thrown away because of confusion over expiration dates or simply because tastes change. Contrast this with the reality in developing countries, where hunger is a daily struggle and food is often scarce. Here, waste can occur earlier in the supply chain. Poor infrastructure, lack of refrigeration, and inadequate storage mean that crops spoil before they reach the market. Farmers may lose a significant portion of their harvest due to pests, weather, or logistical hurdles. While the quantity of food wasted may be less than in wealthier nations, the impact is devastating, as every lost meal could mean the difference between nourishment and starvation. The environmental and economic costs of food waste are staggering. When food is discarded, all the resources that went into producing it, land, water, energy, labor, are also squandered. Agriculture accounts for nearly 70% of global freshwater use, and when food is wasted, so too is the water used to grow it. Land is cleared, fertilizers and pesticides are applied, and greenhouse gases are emitted, all for food that ends up in landfills rather than on tables. In fact, if food waste were a country, it would be the 3rd largest emitter of greenhouse gases after China and the United States. The financial loss is equally shocking. Globally, the value of wasted food is estimated at nearly $1 trillion each year. But behind these numbers are real people. Families for whom food insecurity is not an abstract concept, but a daily reality. Consider a single mother in a low-income neighborhood, working multiple jobs to provide for her children. She carefully budgets every dollar, yet still finds herself skipping meals so her kids can eat. Or a farmer in a rural community whose harvest is ruined by a lack of refrigeration, leaving his family hungry despite months of hard work. Or a child in a refugee camp whose growth is stunted by chronic malnutrition while surplus food is thrown away in distant cities. These stories are not isolated. They are echoed in countless communities worldwide, reminding us that hunger is not just a statistic, but a deeply human tragedy. So, what can be done? Addressing food waste and hunger requires action at every level: individual, community, and systemic. As individuals, we can start by being mindful of our own consumption, planning meals, buying only what we need, and learning to store food properly can make a significant difference. Understanding expiration dates, best before, does not mean unsafe after. can help reduce unnecessary waste. Donating surplus food to local charities or food banks, composting scraps, and supporting organizations that redistribute food are all practical steps. Communities and businesses also play a crucial role. Supermarkets can partner with food rescue organizations to redirect unsold but edible food to those in need. Restaurants can adjust portion sizes and offer leftovers to customers or charities. Schools and institutions can educate students about the impact of food waste and encourage responsible habits. Farmers can benefit from improved infrastructure, better storage facilities, and access to markets, reducing losses in the supply chain. On a broader scale, governments and policymakers must prioritize food security and sustainability. This means investing in transportation and storage infrastructure, supporting sustainable agriculture, and creating incentives for businesses to minimize waste. Legislation can encourage food donation and protect donors from liability, making it easier for surplus food to reach hungry mouths. International cooperation is key, as hunger and waste are global challenges that cross borders and affect us all. Ultimately, the fight against hunger and food waste is about more than efficiency or profit. It's about compassion, justice, and shared humanity. It challenges us to rethink our habits, our priorities, and our systems. It asks us to consider not just what we consume, but the impact of our choices on people and the planet. Technological innovation offers hope as well. Apps and platforms can connect consumers with surplus food, alerting them to discounts or donations nearby. Smart packaging can extend shelf life and provide clearer information about freshness. Data analytics can help retailers and producers predict demand more accurately, reducing excess and spoilage. Imagine a world where every meal counts, where surplus food nourishes those in need, where resources are used wisely, and where hunger becomes a memory rather than a daily reality. This vision is within reach, but only if we act together. Every slice of bread saved, every meal shared, every policy changed brings us closer to a future where abundance is not wasted, but cherished and shared. The contrast between food waste and hunger is a call to action. It is a reminder that in a world of plenty, no one should go hungry. By making mindful choices, supporting our communities, and advocating for systemic change, we can bridge the gap between waste and want. The moral dilemma is clear, but so too is the opportunity to build a world where food sustains not just bodies, but hope, dignity, and the promise of a better tomorrow. Subscribe for more deep dive videos on humanity.